welcome in to this week's episode of Unrolled Stories, a D&D campaign set in the world of Elvoria. We are back with these wonderful humans to roll some dice, attempt some questionable accents, and hopefully tell a decent story. The standard announcements at the top of every show. If you're looking for new dice, or perhaps a new dice tray, a new rolling tower, or want to get ahead of things and make sure you don't miss out on their advent calendars for next year, head over to Dakota Irish to grab all of your TTRPG rolling needs and look beautiful while doing so. You can get 10% off at checkout with code TheWelshDM or by using the affiliate link in the description below and have more fun at your tables. A reminder, you can listen to episodes of Unrolled Stories as a podcast for all of your commuting needs, or if you're just trying to catch up really rapidly while you missed an episode. That seems to happen to everyone. If you give these episodes a listen, wherever you listen to them, don't forget to review, like, star, whatever it is over there to help other people find the podcast. Mild announcement from me, actually, I think. I think by the time this goes out, hopefully... No, actually not by the time this goes out. By the time this goes out, Wondrous Environments will be very close to being out. So if you missed the Kickstarter, you can still get late pledges at the point this video goes out, or you can wait for it to go out on DriveThruRPG and pick it up there. And also, while I have the floor, because it's my channel, I can do what I want, check out Hope Springs Eternal on Kickstarter as well. It's a new Daggerheart campaign that started over there. 5 new, really deep, really developed campaign frames by some wonderful, talented people in the Daggerheart community, and I like them, so I'm sponsoring this episode with them completely off my own back. Anyway, in this game, we make use of the Reimagined Classes that are available on the DM's Guild as a bundle, allowing you to embody Balrick, Lesley, Aderyn, or Ximori at your own tables in your own chaotic fashions. So go ahead and enjoy them. And as always, all NPC art and character art was done by Aderyn and Giolini. You can check out their Art Venturing Guild on Patreon to get your NPC art as well. Speaking of which, I need to go submit ideas for next month's pack. And Chibi battle map art, if we use it, was done by WeTheDreamingDesigns. Speaking of which, we still don't have an Arquen Chibi.
It's coming, we promise.
Maybe Arquen in 2026.
Is a robot dog. Arquen is a robot dog.
It's a robot dog that we've all collectively agreed is a half-orc, dragonborn half-orc that joined the party a while ago.
Yes.
The shared
It's just that
delusions.
in battle, he assumes the form of a robot dog.
Yeah. He's a transformer. He's a Dinobot.
No, is it Dinobots or were they animate? I can't remember what they actually called themselves in that TV show.
There were so many different TV shows.
No, there was the one where they went into beast forms, wasn't there? Where the gorilla was the leader. Yeah. But I can't remember. They weren't called Dinobots.
Google.
They were something.
God, you've triggered a core memory now.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I don't remember what the name of it either.
This isn't D&D, guys.
I think
It's not.
called Optimus Primal.
Maximals. Maximals and Predacons.
There you go.
Surely the point
Anyway.
of turning into cars and stuff was to disguise yourself as a car, whereas turning into a giant robot gorilla.
Doesn't really
You're
work.
disguising yourself as King Kong.
I mean, I will point out there were no humans, as far as I'm aware, in that TV show, so it actually didn't matter in any way, shape, or form.
Anyway,
unless
I think
there were enough giant gorillas that it did matter to be able to hide.
the point of this is very much that real artists come up with much better ideas, so go and support them and hope for more robot monkeys. With all of that
Real
said,
artists come up with ideas.
I think it's time to continue telling our story.
No. 2 more hours of Transformers logic talk. Thank you very much.
previously, the as yet unnamed party, as will always remain unnamed, were still in the capital city of Andamon, basically sitting around twiddling their thumbs, getting involved in a rebellion while some magic items were made, because what else do you do when you're passing the time to get some magic items? You had spent a week kind of waiting for those items to get done, accomplishing various things, including getting invited to a top-of-the-line private fisticuffs brawler gambling night, which actually ended up being a trap laid by the cruel and malicious Norak Sadar, the infamous Dragonborn psychologist, torturer.
We had absolutely no way of seeing it coming.
Who tried to once again capture, kill Ximori. It did not go to plan, and with Balrick's help to pin him in place, Ximori then ate him. Proceeded to transform in a horrifying fashion into a true half-demonic entity walking the streets. After that, after splitting off, the rest of you kind of put a pin in that for a second and went, we need to go steal some keys from the government buildings. In what turned out to be a relatively smooth heist, other than a momentary moment where two of you got mistaken for a separate bribe that was going on that night in the government buildings. You did manage to successfully get the keys. Exfiltrate kinda cleanly, let's say, and make your way back out of the city where you split off from Finnick and
Finian and Karma.
Finian and Karma, sorry, thank you. It's been that long since we played. That Hugh remembers the NPCs that are important to him.
Critically, I lost my copper pot, though.
You did lose your copper pot in the process, hitting a cat, I believe, with it.
Oh, yeah, which then ran into a cart, which then set off the horse, which then...
yeah, it was a full-on contraption.
Which then made the man dive into the bucket, which then created Mousetrap.
Look, we've never mentioned it previous to now, but giant mice are a huge problem in Andamon.
They're everywhere. They're in your bins.
They're nice. I don't think they exist.
They're in the walls. This has got a good energy. And then that evening, Tauri, having stayed behind, had been investigating a little bit more into runecraft and into the Wyrdstone that you had been carrying with you, which her investigations yielded some interesting discoveries about the item, which then led Aderyn to decide to play with nuclear fuel rods, essentially. That could have ended quite badly if it weren't for the combination of Paladin auras, detect magics, and other things intervening. Maybe you've learnt some useful things about the Wyrdstone chunk that you carry and its perhaps potential.
We're going to die in 5 years' time from a
Yes, it's cute that you think you have 5 years.
A massive dose of magic.
But that evening you all went to bed, one of you having a rather disturbing night's sleep. Once again, in caves she doesn't remember, but has definitely been in before, and this time, instead of an empty pit of impossible darkness, there was something within the pit, reaching and looking back.
Not a friend.
And we'll pick up there, I suppose. We'll pick up there with Aderyn, you kind of coming to a sudden startle. Still before dawn, you think you've only had a few hours sleep at this point. Fortunately, your half-elven nature means you're not totally exhausted, but your heart is racing, and that feeling of being watched still lingers in the corners of the room.
Aderyn's gonna keep her eyes closed. Is Derek in the room?
I think you're in the penthouse, and Derek has claimed the kind of depression conversation pit. Yes.
Okay. He's gonna
Depression.
She's gonna mentally connect with Derek. So she'll open her eyes really quick and then close them. And she's gonna. I'm assuming Derek is sleeping, so she's gonna just start going. Derek, are you awake?
He snores like a big dog.
He does. I am now.
You, as a dragon, do you have things that you need to do?
I don't understand the question.
Eat, shit, drink.
Like, I was born and I learned how to walk and I learned how to talk. What do you have to learn to do as a dragon?
I'm learning new things all the time. Balrick teaches.
But
these work now, and he stretches and expands out the wings slightly.
Nearly full sentences as well. Wow, I'm so proud of my boy.
No, not things from outside, Derek, but things from inside. What do you have to learn? What do you have a purpose?
He's only just become sapient.
Yeah.
He's just gone to a Labrador. Hey, what's your purpose in life? Tell me your rich inner workings.
Hey, you know all the things that you don't know. What don't you know? What do you need to know that you don't know?
Derek literally is just sitting there giving you the most quizzical, half asleep look right now. Just
fine. Maybe other dragons will know. You're still a baby. Can you just get me some cloth, Derek, please?
Derek kind of grumpily gets up, goes over to the drapes on the four-corner poster bed, grabs it with his mouth, and just pulls and tears one of them, and then brings them back over to you.
I wasn't imagining, just grab the blanket off of, Balrick's lap.
Is this good?
Yeah, thank you. I need you to help me move around today, okay, Derek? Don't just... You need to be my eyes. I don't want to worry the others.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. And she's gonna, rip a piece of the cloth, and she's gonna tie it over her eyes as a blindfold.
Now you go to sleep.
A little high-vis jacket for
And Derek just the head goes back down and curls back up, and just it's too early for this.
Well, just eliminating one sense at a time.
She's gonna lay down and rest, but without fully going to sleep.
We've got the hear no monkey, we've got the see no monkey. Which one of you is going to stop talking?
Hear no elf.
By the
see
way,
no elf.
I deeply love Emma is so small in her frame. There's only so much I can do on the capture. And it's just this tiny. I genuinely think the Lesley art is to scale.
It's teeny Emma.
We will say that dawn breaks at that point. As the rest of you surface. Later into the morning, if you want that full long rest, considering how late you got back. To the point
What's the date today, Gethin?
The date today, that is an excellent question that I do actually have in my notes. It is the 18th of Quel'Ser.
Just the equivalent of...
You're kind of in October area at this point.
And it's sort of a Sunday.
Is it your birthday or something?
Are the troops going out today?
The troops are going out today, which was going to say, you kind of, those of you with who take a look out the window can see that, various streamers and flags are starting to, get raised and put up. I'll say for the sake of it, you've picked up, for those of you who have, early breakfast or pick stuff up, Tauri, you kind of pick stuff up around town. The understanding is that the army will march out around dusk, essentially, looking to make camp at the top of the Atlas Road on the Merchant Way before the night ends. To give the city enough time to prepare to rightfully kind of send off the Stormcrests. Yes, the day is yours. What would you like to do?
Morning.
Lesley
Arquen
would
is
like
slightly
to.
annoyingly cheerful morning riser.
But you lost your cover pot. Are you not quite upset about that? Is that not crushing?
Why did you have to remind me?
Is Aderyn like? Are we going to like a
I will
communal?
mourn it in my own time.
Have we all gone up to the penthouse, or what's the?
Yeah.
It seems to be the gathering spot.
Morning, Aderyn. Like the blindfold.
Also, with the blindfold, Aderyn.
My eyes hurt. Probably all the doing things yesterday.
Late night. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like me to have a look?
No, it's okay.
I've heard hair of the dog is quite good. When you have a bit of a eye ache.
Oh yes, it's yeah.
No. What is that in this? Is it eye?
You find a Pomeranian, and you rub it on the face.
What is hair of the dog when it comes to having clutched
Eye strain.
fissile material in your hand?
You eat
Is it more fissile material?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
eyes?
You shine a bright and unknowable light directly into the eyes.
You do a Cyric. You take a piece of the fissile material and jam it into your eye.
Speaking of, I would like to go and speak to that sexy dragonborn.
Cyric's a human, but
That's
sure.
not Cyric.
Really?
Cyric is human. Yeah.
Hey, you hands off from Cyric. I call dip.
So you
That's Aderyn's man of the cloth.
Eric's decision.
You planning on staying in the tavern then today? You're not planning to move around a lot?
Well, it depends on what we are doing.
How are you going to move around?
I have legs.
Can you still see your way?
Well, Derek is going to guide me.
Oh, is he now?
Yeah, it's part of his training, actually.
I've not been discussed on this.
It-
Yeah?
He
Derek shrugs as best as he can.
It's to exercise his communication skills, so that he can practice. If he knows how to guide someone without them, bumping into things, then that means he is an excellent communicator.
I grab one of the sheets.
Really, I'm doing
I'm like
a nice
cutting
thing.
armholes into it, and then I'm painting it yellow and
So I would
Deck, come here.
really appreciate everybody's, support with me being nice about this.
Mom.
Alright, well, you can come with me, I
Oh,
suppose.
no.
I was going to go...
I say it in
I
comic.
was going to go try and see if I can find the people I met in the park.
Yes, the ones with the dragons.
Well, I was trying to keep it down more. The secretive people.
Sorry, the ones with the dragons.
See if we can...
The ones who are dissing your dragon parenting skills.
Right.
I have so many questions for them.
Me too. So...
Oh,
That's not-
what's with the blindfold?
She's got a neutron stab hangover.
I'm training
What?
Derek. I'm training Derek.
What?
I'm being nice.
Help me put
What?
this high-vis vest on.
Being a circus animal for the day.
Leg up.
Should we try and sort out maybe Ximori's hearing at some point today? It is quite funny.
Yeah.
It is quite funny. Talking
Yes,
about them.
however, I am getting very sick of having to write everything out.
I think you should.
You
skip-
you misspelled that.
Fuck.
You said you're getting very slick at having to write everything out.
Well, yes, I
Wait, does the Emerald Pen have autocorrect?
It does now, apparently.
Well, that's autofill, which is much more annoying than it was supposed to be.
No,
You're getting
I
very
meant,
sickness.
No, fuck off. No, not duck. I meant fuck.
Quack.
Is there a hospital in town?
Yes, Brent, thank you. Yeah, sure. I don't
know anyone.
It's the capital city. If there's going to be a hospital anywhere.
I
thought Cyric did like healing magics and stuff. Can we just ask Cyric if we want to go see him?
I want to go and see him anyway because I have my next thing is cool. The Compass Knights are off doing their thing now. They'll get in touch with us when the next phase is going on. However, I am concerned about the ghosts, the unquiet souls of the dead who continually moan during the night and try to lure people into becoming more of them.
I thought that was just Lesley.
Which also they seem somewhat related to, given that we found the thing. Yeah, I don't 100% trust their leader, Johanna, because you don't accidentally summon ghosts. Not this many ghosts.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't know. I've never summoned ghosts, so I wouldn't know.
Well, exactly. It's very hard to accidentally summon ghosts. But if your goal is to summon ghosts, I don't think you can do many more things to summon ghosts than what they're currently doing.
So you're going to see Cyric today?
Well, once I've had a shower and a shave and I've gone and got some flowers from the local gardens.
I have some musk you can use.
No, Lesley? Whose side are you on?
I don't think he'll want to see you in this state. This is not the best colour cloth for your eyes.
And you can't see him
What
either.
colour is it?
It's green.
Like paisley.
Green?
It's green paisley. I'm so sorry.
I mentally glare at Derek.
Okay, Derek.
Derek is red-green colourblind.
He is a dog.
He's like, it matches your.
If we can't,
Derek is a dragon, it goes the other way. That eventually he sees too many colours.
he's like a mantis shrimp.
Is Chris a
It was
little
an actually
bit...
ultraviolet.
Chris is quiet, yes.
Yeah, Chris, you're a little
Really
bit quiet.
Yeah.
Speak louder at Sarah.
Sarah, why are you muting me?
Revenge.
I will say, if Deck is red-green colorblind, I really look forward to the day where Balrick wakes up one day and you're going to be green today and he breathes fire later.
I touch his head and I go,
So that's just ice. Why are you doing ice? This is grey. It's all grey.
I'd also like to go get my new shield.
That is tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
It is after the Stormcrests have left.
Fine, we'll do this day very quickly.
Yeah, I'd like to see if they could, if Cyric could, help my ears, because they did, magic on Togrin before.
Indeed. Okay.
All right.
In that case, so who is going to the St. Manaz's Basilica? Raise your hand if you're going to the cathedral.
Aderyn looked very sad about not going. But she wants to go to the dragons.
Volker's interesting. Volker definitely tells you to, let me know any updates on that, because it was quite a pain to, be reminded of stuff, and I'll help solve whatever problems happening.
So who was it? I saw Arquen, Ximori. Lesley was debating.
And Lesley.
Yeah, Lesley also wants to see Balrick get absolutely schooled at being a dad, though. This is a really tough choice. It's which Arquen strike out, or
or succeed.
No, Lesley will go, because if Arquen succeeds, Aderyn is going to be insufferable for a few months.
Leslie's there as sabotage.
Yeah.
in the background, just like tipping water over Arquen. And...
Oh no, Arquen, you've spilled this tomato soup all down your front.
Oh, I guess I'll have to take my shirt off.
Oh no!
So Balrick,
Oh, Sirik, you have a spare in your chambers. Well, thank you so much.
Tauri, what are you up to?
Well, for part of the day, I'll be going back to my inscribing tools lessons.
Fair enough. Did you want to join anyone else on their expedition? So I'm pretty flexible on that.
No, I think what I'll do is I would like to head back to the library to see if I can find any more information on the Wyrdstone.
Okay.
Because I wasn't looking for that before.
Okay, we will start with those of you heading to the church, I suppose. The three of you trek across town. You have to take a number of detours because they are starting to close the main thoroughfares for the Storm Crests to head out. So it's
everywhere.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of like yellow signs with like a diamond that you've got to follow. Niche British reference. As you head into the Heart Ward and to the Basilica, you step onto the grounds of the church, and Ximori, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
+4?
Paladin spell.
That is +4 from Arquen.
Sure.
Makes that 20.
Cool. Right now, it is you step onto that ground and it hurts. You previously have, when wandering upon consecrated ground, felt like that pins and needles across your entire skin. This now is, it's a like vibrating sensation that's going straight through you and causing immense pain. You don't take any damage, but you are aware at any moment your form will slip.
I'm gonna sort of like double back as if I've like pulled a hamstring. It's like,
Are you okay?
Is there any chance that they're being subtle about this?
Oh, my ankle! I've rolled my ankle on a loose stone. What a shame!
Oh no, we'll have to have a word with someone about that.
Oh, we're in the right place.
Sort of like lean on Lesley, just like I can't go in. I can't go in.
Shit.
Is it your ankle?
It's my everything.
You're looking a bit more demonic. Like, push it back.
Imagine that my eyes are sort of like slipping colour a little bit. Like...
No. Back to elf.
Between us, we must have a large cloak to hide a monstrous creature. Surely.
I think there's putting a cloak on someone, and then there's putting a cloak on someone whose legs have become digitigrade.
I'll also say, Ximori, in your head, you are learning quite a lot of abyssal curse words right now.
Oh, I did.
He wasn't paying attention at the time, and then when he went into the he was like, what? Oh, get out! What are you doing?
So Ximori, what are we doing today? Oh, fuck!
Okay.
It's with great regret that Lesley is going to turn to Arquen and say, maybe you should go and find Sirik.
I'll go and find Sirik.
If anything happens, I'll know. And Aderyn will be so upset.
I don't know if you will. What's your insight?
Yeah, can I have advantage on insight just for sexy things?
Sure.
I'm making this decision for my character.
I think it's at least proficiency bonus, just given the past.
Yeah.
I just have a way with hot priests, you know.
That can.
Arquen believes
That's
it's
a memory
canon.
I had that's resurfaced, or several memories that's resurfaced from my old life. Had a tight religious guilt.
I mean, that is a theme across this entire empire.
Anyway, I'll go and find our wonderful hot friend.
How far away do we have to move for Ximori to?
Like, it is somewhat a proximity thing. Like, it does fade as you step away. You can exist within the Heart Ward perfectly fine. Like, it's just being close to the consecrated ground that, like, it's very hard to not appear demonic. It is, like, forcing it out of you to... Yeah.
I sort of start hobbling off down the street.
You do get a few odd looks from people, but no
Oh,
one
my
actually approaches.
ankle. Oh, drat. That's going to
Arquen.
bother me for weeks, that is.
The old ACL injury from your
Don't.
Oh, the old lifting days.
Arquen, you head into the Basilica, and it is huge. You obviously don't have the longest of memories, but it is by far the largest, like, complex building space that you have ever been in. It is
Wow, this is the
absolutely
largest complex building space I've ever been in.
It is
I say out loud.
absolutely stunning to behold. The entire thing is carved out of marble and jade, and it as many surfaces as you can possibly count are carved in some fashion, depicting some element of Jadenite lore, whether that is pre or post Pure Heart Reformation, for lack of a better term. Perhaps the thing that most grabs your attention as you walk in is on the ceiling is a beautifully painted mural of Pure Heart's arrival in the city of Avasar. Don't know whether you know this, you can decide on yourself, but for all reasons, the city that Andamon was then built on top of, essentially.
Almost certainly not.
But it is a gorgeous kind of fresco on the ceiling that encompasses that entire fable, which I think on some level, like, cogs are turning in your head and like, oh, I do know that fable, but I don't know why I know that fable, kind of thing.
I know of Pure Heart, and that's about it, really.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely did a lot of marching into places.
Within this space, you can very much hear the eternal call that echoes out of this temple and across this city, and it just kind of gently reverberates around this space for a long time. And you're kind of like standing around. There's open prayer space for some people at this time of day. A few kind of Jadenite Church attendees, attendants even. How are you trying to find Sirik in a large space?
Peaceful. Sirik!
Do you?
No, I'll find someone who looks like a priest. Do I know Sirik has a particular title within the church, like prelate or?
I think you would have picked it up.
Primate.
You guys travelled for weeks together, right? He is Bishop Lectori. Sirik Curzon is his full title.
The man with
I guess I'll find a building that looks like it might have a front desk.
Sure. It's easy enough to find a kind of attendant. You come across an elderly dwarven man, kind of black beard turned to slate grey kind of thing, wearing kind of jade robes. Finishes up a conversation as he sees you approach. It's like, how can I help?
Hello, I am here to see the Bishop Lectori Sirik Curzon. I'm afraid it's my first time to the church here, so I'm not entirely sure where to go, and it is vast and very beautiful. But do you happen to know him or know of him, and where I might be able to find it, or are there like servants or porters or runners that I can...
I can't say I know of the individual personally, but many members of the clergy come and go within here. If you would take a moment, perhaps enjoy some silent, quiet meditation for yourself, I will see what I can find and return.
Is there any cucumber water around? Something?
I think fresh, clean water, not necessarily cucumber water, is provided in various...
I brought my own, don't worry.
Bronze jugs provided to people who are here, but that's about it.
I pick up like a jug and I'm like, wait. Oh, I see the little glasses now. Well, I can't put it down again.
He wanders off. What are Lesley and Ximori? Are you doing anything or just waiting patiently in an alleyway?
Sort of finding a cafe, maybe, so it's a little bit less concerning.
I would say the two of you, out of the group, especially at this point, have like the clearest view of like the setup for the Stormcrest parade that is happening, because it will start here where they'll get a blessing from the church before heading off. And yes, you can see like a lot being organized. You can even begin to see some like Stormcrests beginning to like filter in and set up the parade square, essentially, that is in front of the Jade Knight Basilica. It does look like a lot of pomp and circumstance for what is essentially marching. But you're aware that it could be quite a significant event. Perhaps not on the last event you were here for, which was 6 days ago, but yes. After a short while, Arquen, the dwarf, does return. It's like, the Bishop-elect Tauri is currently within one of the study halls here. He has said that he was expecting someone else, apparently from your group, but is able to see you at this time. So would you kindly follow me? Out of curiosity, because that did take some time, what did you do to kill time? Did you engage in the act of meditation, or
I
amble around?
did. Not holy meditation though. I'm more like, it's the first time he's been alone for quite some time, particularly in a place that's like dedicated towards contemplation. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, where do I fucking begin? New memories, old memories. No. New memories, right. Why am I alive? Why am I alive again? And again?
Good point, you have died twice.
And so he's gonna just sort of like, not really knowing how to pray and also not being out in nature, is going to be a bit like, if I just fucking close my eyes real tight and start thinking about like, who's done it? Who brought me back? Who is the queen?
Roll me a history check. See what you can dig up.
Okay, that's a 17.
17.
18 minus 1.
What you get, as you say, this place is dedicated to this act of self-reflection to an extent, because that is the core ideology of the Jade Knight Church, is understanding yourself and therefore your role within the wider community. So you find it quite
probably
easy.
lays his bronze longsword out in front of him, like
which fits rather nicely within all the other pieces of bronze and brass in the space as well. You kind of slip into that kind of understanding of yourself and begin to cycle around those thoughts. And you do kind of find this existing purpose. For the longest, for as far back as you can kind of remember, you were driven by this purpose to save him, specifically Amhrain, right? And that purpose has kind of cooled to an ember somewhat with the acts that you took course correcting Amhrain, shall we say. But it does feel like there is something burgeoning underneath that, like a hardened seed waiting to come out of fertile soil kind of thing that connects to something deeper than him. Just budding, kind of waiting to germinate and come through. You kind of get those flashes of when you came back, like that barrow that you came to consciousness in front of, a skeleton draped in the armor that you now wear, standing stones and kind of flowers that you never really identified sitting on this barrow, and a dark, verdant but deep green forest ahead, and then a direction away from that. Yeah, that's what I'd say. You kind of
Can I ask?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd know this. The direction that was the directive that he was given to save him.
Mm-hmm.
Did it feel like someone's going like? Because I know that during the journey it was like, what the fuck does that mean? Who's him? What? I was walking in a direction that I feel like I think is right.
Yeah.
And then when the confrontation happened, it was a bit like, what does that mean? Do I fight him? Do I fuck him? No.
Roll me an insight check.
All right. Cool. I'm not so bad at those. Ooh. Way to go. There it is. That is I believe that'll be a plus. Just a +2, so a 16.
A 16. I think you got the sense that
Did it feel like a conscious order that was given, or was it like a defense mechanism?
The feeling that you got, it was someone's will directing you to do that. It was someone going, I need you specifically to save them. The ambiguity, I think with that pretty decent roll, the ambiguity possibly comes from a misaligned personality, almost. Like, you can't tell whether it's like you didn't have the whole person directing you, or mortal versus immortal consciousness, like that kind of thing, but like not a perfect meshing of intent behind what save meant. But it does seem to have been somewhat satisfied, at least, that you're not being driven to continue after him right now.
Yeah, good point, actually. So there's something that we did or helped Amhrain do has now moved things along in some way, so far unidentifiably so,
Yes.
But until that fucker comes back and says, hey, I need your help again.
I definitely think you and Balrick would have had conversations around this element of, this place is too urban for that kind of presence to wander around here. So that's definitely something to us. I think while you're then led to the reading halls to meet up with Cyric, we will cut across town. Balrick and I assume Aderyn went with, considering Deck is your allies. How are you trying to find these custodians?
Well, I assume Aderyn is riding on the back of Deck.
Yes, I could write it. Yes.
Guiding them around. And do I remember, did they say anything about how to find them?
I don't know, do you?
Or were they just kind of another, we'll find you when we need to?
I'm fairly certain this is many weeks ago now. They said something along the lines of, while they don't necessarily act under the church's orders, there is an ancient or historic connection there, and therefore they are somewhat based out of church grounds.
If we end up bumping into them, we've split off and then we come back to meet them again. It's going to be really awkward. I will go wandering around looking for a church then.
Sure, easy enough to find. There are chapels everywhere in the city. You come
a secret hand symbol you were told to give to a priest.
You come across one. You come across one being run by a copper dragonborn, fairly young female priest. You come to learn. She's like, "Oh, do come in. Morning services are over, so I'm happy to answer any questions you may have." You don't look like you're from here, so
Yeah, come in.
No, I'm definitely very new, not super comfortable in town.
is that
I'm looking
just
for a friend.
sorry, just to interrupt. Is he
Hey.
yours? Are you the
He's his own person, creature.
Of course.
But I'm his carer. You could say his guardian.
There are stories going around the city. A few in my congregation have spoken about
Call yourself a custodian.
him and you. Sorry, you came here asking questions. I'm just it's quite an honour to have them here. That's all.
Appreciate that. I'm looking for a we'll call him a friend, someone who has experience in sort of similar matters. Actually, they approached me at one point, and I'm looking to try and get back in contact with them.
Okay.
Don't know if you're aware. No?
No individual with Drake of that scale and presence has ever come across my congregation. Perhaps you can be more specific as to the individual you're looking for?
A woman called a name that I was given at the time.
Idosuke.
Idosuke.
I can't say the name rings a bell. And at that point, you then feel like the shadow from the doorway kind of get filled in a little bit. And a voice comes up from behind and goes, "Well, yes, she is somewhat enigmatic." And you turn around to come face to face with a... Give me a second. I need my notes.
Name.
I was thinking of... My brain went to the Blue Dragon Born you guys met in Geodothras, not the character that actually turns up here.
You might play it well.
Give me a second. Thank
So,
you.
Lesley, what coffee are you getting?
Macchiato.
Yes.
No, it's the most overcomplicated order that they've ever heard.
But
I know, I feel like Leslie's just I want a large coffee. A coffee!
To me, he's a cortado man. Like
Yeah, well,
pretentious,
coffee.
pretentious, but actually not that complicated.
Aw.
I think it's a I like my coffee like I like my women sort of person, but then it's really unrelated to anything a woman could have traits of.
I like my women like I like my coffee. In a cup.
On my
At
tongue.
about 98 degrees.
A hot liquid around 80 degrees.
Anyway, yeah, sorry. You turn around to this voice in the show, and you turn around to see a blue-skinned, turquoise-haired furbolg, the long ears drooping down, wearing kind of vibrant blue plate mail that has like etched in kind of dragon's tails and scale work and draconic script to an extent. He is kind of rivaling you in height, Balrick. Very physically impressive. Fills the doorway.
Fellow giantkin, so Furbolg's a giantkin, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you want the lore of the world, furbolgs are the giants who the giant king who predominantly tended to field work and then fled during the Dragon Giant War to escape into elsewhere and became their own element. Anyway, that's not relevant. Yes, and as you kind of walk up, you see he's kind of got like a lip piercing underneath, and then a kind of draconic glyph work tattooed underneath one eye.
I reach out a hand to shake. Offered.
Extends it out, grabs the forearm in the proper Arnie kind of grab. I've been looking for you.
Oh, interesting. I suppose I've been looking for you, I guess.
Well, you haven't made hard work of it exactly, have you? But
I've only just started.
we're here now. Come, walk with me.
Okay. Come on, Dirk. This is Dirk and Aderyn. She's not blind. She's just doing a thing.
Very well, I have no need to question such individual antics. I'm here to talk to you primarily, but if she is your ward, she can stay.
I suppose that can describe it.
As you begin kind of wandering, he begins to wander around. Like, he's taking like a look at all of the kind of pomp and circumstance, and he goes, "What is your opinion of the crusade?"
What, to the north?
Yes.
I'm a Northman myself. I try not to think too much about the goings of Empire and city folk and all that, but I can't deny it gives me a little bit of anxiety to know armies like this are marching more towards my homeland.
I can't imagine it does, but does it not fill you with desire to explore and test your own strength among others of that strong ilk? Or are you more of a keep to yourself and avoid confrontation type?
Yeah, I thought I was a keep to myself, avoid confrontation type, but I think recent events have ignited a small competitive edge to me.
Perhaps there is hope for you yet, then.
There's things to fight for nowadays.
I like to hear that. Ido mentioned that you said you came across this dragon in unfortunate circumstances.
Hey, I witnessed the death of its mother.
It is quite unique. I cannot recall one of our order who has been imprinted upon quite like that. More classically, dragons live longer than us, so tend to pick multiple wards.
I don't know if I'd count myself fortunate in that case, but definitely it felt like a unique incident.
You have the bearing of a father. Do you treat him like your own?
I looked at Derek very little and like, just for a moment, no.
Even in pressed circumstances, you took up the charge to protect the little one, and have since seen him apparently grow large enough for at least the young lady here to ride.
And he doesn't stop. He's not going to grow much more, is he?
My friend, yes he will. And you will enjoy it, trust me. There is nothing quite like riding your bonded companion through the skies. Although we tend to do it at night. As this conversation has continued, you've definitely noticed you're wandering towards the center of the city, and you pass into the Heart Ward. He's very clearly leading you to the Basilica of St. Manaz at this point. Perhaps Ido is one of the ideals of our cause. Her questioning to you was rather intense, as I understand it, trying to suss out just who you are and why you are in the position that you are, and perhaps the value of you actually joining us. I simply want to ensure that you can deliver where it is necessary.
Yeah, she was definitely intense on questioning, but we were fair on it, I thought. You want to test me?
Yes, well, we can't be having any upstart ranger from the north claiming to be a custodian of Long now, can we?
I mean, why would I want to join your order anyway?
Perhaps you do not. That is of your own decision, but Edo sees something in you, and it is of a unique circumstance that you came across. We feel we could perhaps aid you.
I'm curious for sure.
If you have any questions, I am happy to answer, but perhaps first, you and... what is the word? Humor me. And let me see quite how good you are at defending dragons. And defending those that you care about.
I can play along, eh? But I mean, I tap Derek on the flank. Doesn't need much protecting nowadays. It's a beast of his own right.
I look forward to seeing how he grows. Come. At this point, you are basically... you actually wander past. The two of you having coffee do see three people you reckon, or two people and a dragon you recognize walking alongside a beautifully hair-done, plate-armored furbolg, deep in conversation to the point they don't even notice the two of you sitting there.
Sort of like nudge Lesley, like, what wasn't that? He's pretty, I say too loudly.
Balrick is much hotter because
he leads you to a tower within the basilica that is neatly disguised within the overall marble structure, such that it doesn't look like a tower externally, but with inside is a separate space to move within. And wandering up the side, you can see various pieces of artwork, primarily of dragons, but dragons being ridden by individuals. Eventually you get up to the top, where there is a large space, you assume built into the roof of this cathedral, secluded and separated from elsewhere, and inside of which you spot two fully grown dragons, drakes. Exact terminology is determinant. Kind of taking up this space. One of which shimmering silver scales that this individual at this point has introduced themselves as Hugin Castle. Hugin Emma Kassel. And he walks up and just begins to pat this drake, which it raises its head, the sleek face with the frilled top of a silver dragon, and he just goes, "Remiot, it's okay, you can sleep. We're here to discuss and do other things. There is a new compatriot potentially that you can show the ropes." As Derek is suddenly realizing that he is small.
I might nudge Aderyn and go, "You might want to take that blindfold off."
Elsewhere in the room is a no. I'll tell you what, Aderyn, choose a dragon color that's not purple.
I found one.
Was that maroon?
No, blue.
Blue. Okay. The other dragon in this room is a blue dragon. You can see that kind of long, curved, almost rhino horn sticking out the front. That perhaps you would immediately jump to the conclusion that it's perhaps Edo Suke's drake that is curled up here. Anyway, blindfold.
Macy, yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna take it off and just stare in awe at the drakes.
Mighty fine creatures.
Aye. They humour us little folk, as it were. We ensure they continue. We ensure they... Anyway. Yeah, I think... Sorry, I'm remembering...
Mother?
I'm remembering my own lore at this point. As I say, it's been a while. These are drakes. They are not dragons. So, Balrick, your kind of assumption is, like, Derek will get bigger than these ones.
Because these... I imagine Balrick is still going to be like, wow, this is incredible. These are not as impressive as Derek's mother was.
No, exactly. I think that's very much the sensation. Like, dragons still... Like, these are, like, big creature. Dragons are mythical being kind of energy.
Are these also more... Because obviously Derek's more European-style dragon, 4 legs sort of...
So...
these are more...
So... No, so these do resemble their metallic ancestors, for lack of a better term. They're like the full dragonborns. Yeah, the full dragons. They are just kind of smaller, slightly lither types. So these ones, because they are metallic and chromatic, are more in the European style. It is gemstone dragons that adopt the more East Asian aesthetics within this world. But they are recognizable as the types of dragons that you have researched somewhat, Aderyn, as like being a silver dragon and a blue dragon, just on like 70% scale, kind of thing.
But adults.
Yes, they are fully grown adults.
They speak.
Limited telepathic capacity to the one they are bonded with. Are you... I don't know what you spoke to Ido about. What do you understand about the custodians of Long and our bond with dragonkind?
I know a bit. We've had an excitable few days, so I might have forgotten lots. I know that you keep to yourselves. You're part of the church, but not in total agreement with it.
It has been a long time since we have been truly affiliated with the church. The direction that it has gone in the past centuries is not in line with our ethos. The custodians of Long were formed by dragons to ensure not necessarily their survival, but their influence continued upon the world. Dragons cannot be everywhere, and they're quite obvious the majority of the time, so it is often easier to have individuals such as myself and Ido ensure that certain things happen. And
am I of correct understanding that then part of what you disagree with is the castigators and that side of the church's ethos?
The church's opinion on magics is one founded during a turbulent time in the world. It is not necessarily unfounded, but perhaps short-sighted, in my opinion. I have no loyalty to this empire. I am, like yourself, a wanderer before I became part of something greater.
What do you do then?
Keep people from interfering in the business of my patron.
Your patron?
Aye. My dragon patron. The one who I ensure that their lair remains undiscovered by would-be bandits and upstart adventurers, and that the overall purpose of dragonkind is carried out upon the world.
So your companion here is not your patron?
No, they were a gift.
So you have met her through Dragon?
I'm not at liberty to discuss their name or existence with one who is not yet even of the order, but yes.
I look to Aderyn and I'm like, that's what you want, isn't it?
I would really like to know what it is that the purpose, what purpose the dragonkind have.
My friend here is also, in a different way, bonded to dragonkind.
Fascinating. Well, I've answered some questions. I think you need to answer my own at this point. And he goes and draws a large, goes and picks up a warhammer from a table somewhere. He goes, you ride, in your case, a would-be full dragon. Are you strong enough to bear such a title? Come, let me see your strength of arm, and perhaps then we will discuss things. And he draws the warhammer up.
Right here and now. Alright, Aderyn, you take care of Dirk.
And at that point, we will pan the camera through a number of floors, down a stairwell, elsewhere into the cathedral, where, Arquen, you are being led through to a research room where you soon find, with a number of scrolls, books, 6 burnt out candles, 3 that are still lit, the
14 coffee cups.
Yeah. Still relatively well dressed, but definitely a man who has not necessarily seen sleep in a couple of days. Fervently researching and writing away. The close cropped hair, but still physical ex-soldier build of Cyric, who upon hearing the noise just kind of puts a quill down and just like, ah, yes. Arquen, how are we?
Not so bad. Been worse. How are you doing? You look busy.
Yes, I many such. The libraries here are much more extensive than even that of Ximori, so making the best of it while I can. Still, waiting on confirmation of my access to the vaults, but once the Stormcrests have left, I'm sure First Soul will provide me with that information. Anyway, how can I help?
Well, we've got a few questions for you. Lesley and Ximori are currently elsewhere in the. They didn't want to come inside, and looking at you, I think you could probably do with a little drop of fresh air. So, how about we go get you freshened up, and we'll nip out to a local cafe nearby.
Roll me a persuasion check to try and pull him away from his work.
Good. That's I believe, a 19. Because I don't think I'm actually proficient with any. Yeah, that's a 19.
Perhaps you are right. I will put the paper down, as it were, and yes, perhaps a coffee will do me good.
Well, maybe not coffee. Maybe let's get you a smoothie or something. And I'll the pile.
You're not in much danger, Aderyn. apparently Arquen's one of those dates who's like, no, you'll have the salad.
That's fine. I don't have to roll too convincing to go on a date.
Probably about 2% caffeine by weight at this point. So
yeah. Yes, he does follow you out. You see him cast some furtive glances back to his research on the way out. And that shard of Wyrdstone that has just essentially become his eyeball at this point. is disconcerting to look at, shall we say.
How's the wound, shall we say?
Are you asking him, or are you just like taking it up for yourself? He's like, if I'm honest, it is becoming less of an immediate concern. Occasional migraines, but not as much as it hurt initially. Roll me an insight check.
Which not bad. 16 again.
16. The way that when he's referring to it, you definitely feel like he's not giving you everything that's going on. He's giving you the nice side of things, and that everything's kind of fine, and there's a little bit of like self-deflection there. I think the other thing you notice with that is like he's occasionally lingering on you a little bit with that eye.
I will attempt. I'll say like you don't have to couch it in such terms. You can be. If anyone's going to understand traumatic injuries and slightly strange circumstances that arise from them, you are looking at one of them.
It is, based on conversations, perhaps something I would be better discussing with Aderyn. I fear she has a better understanding.
She may have a better understanding, but she's also a bit, as I'm sure you've come across, a tad enthusiastic when it comes to unknown magics.
Well, if there's anything that's ever been said about me within the clergy, is my enthusiasm for unknown things.
Your boy's loyal. Gotta give him that.
What's the age difference, by the way, between Cyric?
Cyric's in his kind of mid-late 30s. Like, he had a career in the army.
Okay, younger than I was expecting.
And then migrated over. But yeah, mid-30s is roughly where it is.
Yeah. I take my shit now.
By the way, that was very hard. I could see 4 different screens going feral. I was just like trying to lock in on you. But you do eventually lead him out and make to the coffee shop where you find these. How many coffees are you two in at this point?
D6.
Sorry, I deeply love that. You said D6 and Emma just went, so 6.
Ximori's 5 in. Just like...
But we've got one on the way.
Yeah, it's coming.
Lesley's got an espresso, a glass of wine, and a cigarette.
And the coffee shop is very confused as to where this glass of wine has actually come from, because it's not theirs.
We're not licensed for that.
What's a license? Yes, the two of you in your hyperactive state are now hyper alert. After having seen Balrick and everyone walk past, you're like, we must spot everyone of importance that walks past. And then you see wandering up in bronze plate, 7 foot tall nearly, Arquen with the modestly tall, like slightly under 6 foot, Cyric.
I rolled an 18 for stealth.
Clank, clank, clank.
Oh, shit, yeah.
My perception is currently 58.
12. I'll sort of, as we're going in, I was like, the reason also Ximori is deaf now. We've had a little battle, and
you had a battle. Where did this occur?
We'll explain in a minute. Okay. But like that's so. I had him like one of a spare like chalkboard I brought with me.
Certainly.
Hello.
Hello, Ximori.
Right, good. I can read that one. Nice handwriting. It's less awkward to read than Tauri's.
He holds up the sign and it says, "You should see my notes."
He's used to giving lectures as well, so like.
He doesn't necessarily give lectures. He is a researcher, primarily. But he sits down and goes, "Well, I'm here. Is there
Oh.
Any particular reason for needing to talk? I'm always happy to discuss things. I prefer wine to coffee, but I suppose it is a bit early.
Lesley will hand him a glass of wine. Again, where it's come from, nobody knows.
So,
You can't bring outside drinks.
we're
Lesley,
not
I'll
outside,
drink coffee.
we're inside.
Leslie is wearing like silk with no pockets as well, remember? So it's like, where is it coming from?
Yeah, but it's a lot of silks. There's kind of like hiding points, and like you wrap it up in the silks.
They're just sort of draped in the silks.
It's up his butt.
I feel like. So I think the simplest thing we should get started with is the one we've already sort of brought up, which is you have some experience with healing, with magically healing injuries, I'm told. And of course I know
some
from
capacity,
having
yes.
heard the stories of when we were on the road together for 2 weeks.
I mean, you've seen him cast Greater Restoration. Because he cast it on a...
Cast Greater Restoration, so...
Because
Can you fix our friend's ears? Our sign language is so rudimentary. Ximori
I destroyed my ears.
for my understanding, was this a infection applied to him, a curse of some kind, or? No.
Can we say that I let them borrow the pen, but none of them actually know how to use it properly because they ignored my instructions on how to use it?
Yes.
It's just the one chalkboard being passed around.
Leslie's like put the lovely feather in his hair. He's like, why is it moving?
It was far more of a putting fingernails in your own ears.
You know how they say you shouldn't put anything bigger
Claws,
than
shall we
your
say.
elbow?
I burst my ears.
Intentionally,
Why?
What?
graphically.
But why?
You did it on purpose.
I did it with a porpoise? I haven't. I don't think. I think I know.
Is it Gethin or is it Cyric? I can't tell
It's
anyone.
Cyric in this case. He's just like, I just want to make sure that this is not some sleep-deprived delusion that I'm having.
How loud am I being?
Why are three of the non-serious ones of the party suddenly accosting you and taking you to a coffee shop somewhere to talk about ears?
Right.
What's weird about that?
It's certainly
Cyric, I say, and I take his hand.
it is certainly not a simple procedure, but I think well within my theoretical capabilities. I'm not much of a practitioner of the healing arts. My expertise lies elsewhere, but
Oh, nice.
I sort of reach out for Cyric's hands. It's like, so you see, like,
yes, I understand. It is fine.
you see, there was this guy, right? He could like say words, and actually, I probably shouldn't say this out loud because, right, hang on, and I'll sort of write down on the board. Then realise that my handwriting is terrible. Sort of like, okay. Cyric, how cool are you with stuff?
He like
You know he's
gestures to his eye. Aderyn and I have spoken about certain things.
Okay, sweet. So, Cyric, here's what happened.
You dog.
Lesley will refill his wine.
Okay,
And
I'm
so,
awake
in
now.
Cyric's head. So, there's this guy, right? He's dead now, but at the time when he was alive, he worked for the Chain, and he was real bad. He did a lot of bad stuff, and he made me do a lot of bad stuff. And he could like say things that would make me do what he wanted, and I didn't want that to happen because last time he did it, I killed Togrim.
Ximori, why am I hearing two voices?
What?
Why? And like he like tries to do it telepathically, but he's still speaking out loud because he's not used to this whole concept. am I hearing two voices?
Okay, so you know the stuff that the guy did to me?
I suppose.
Well, Norak did like a lot of like bad stuff to me.
Right.
And like there was a sort of he's the guy I killed. And
Okay.
he like one of the things he did to me was like he took me to this like big like room in like the mountains somewhere, I think. And he kind of locked me in with a bunch of other people. And it all went very, very dark because there was no lights inside and no fire anywhere and a lot of killing. And anyway, after I came out and I could hear like another voice in my head.
And this voice is now talking in my head.
Well, it's sort of my voice, but they're sort of tagging along. We're cool though.
I think Arquen. Actually, none of you have a good passive insight. Jesus Christ.
Don't worry about it.
I think I have the best passive insight.
I meant of the
And I'm
three
not
that are there.
I mean,
I've got a 10.
I am watching him. I'm actively watching him for like, because I'm like, I know him decently well, but not well enough that I know exactly what he's going to do with all of this information.
I think. I'll tell you what. Arquen and Lesley roll me insight checks.
Unnatural 20. Eldritch 20.
Lesley, you have a minus
Unknowable
one.
20.
Lesley, you are muted.
16.
16. I think both of you notice he's on the verge of a panic attack.
More coffee?
Are you.
Derek,
Sorry.
don't worry.
Be chill.
You've
Be
got
cool.
to know us pretty well over the last an amount of time.
We should talk somewhere more private. Ideally with the rest of your compatriots.
Yeah.
I know somebody who would love that.
In the meantime, I will look to find some cure to your problem. I think it should be relatively straightforward given I now understand what caused it, and I think I still owe you a favor for coming and saving my life. But this is concerning, and I think it is a discussion not best had in a coffee shop on one of the busiest days of the year.
Feel free to come by our hotel room.
Hotel
It's
room.
the
Penthouse.
suite in the Golden Barrel, I want to call it.
Very well. I will see you there.
I
Yes.
do have something else to talk about, but now that I think about it, it's probably better that we discuss that there as well.
Very well. I will come find you. I will meet you there, perhaps easiest. Would you like to... Perhaps I try and meet you there before the parade. And then we can perhaps forget all of this while watching the parade happen.
Yeah, sure.
Very well. I will see you in a few hours. I will come with notes. And he gets up and just like stern walks the opposite way. At which point we'll jump over to Magical University. Tauri, what are you up to?
I am hunting for. Well, I
Sorry,
am hunting in particular.
I just can't get over the fact. Styric, yes, understandable. Still a priest. I just wandered up and went, "Hi, I've got a demon in my head."
I don't know, he's a demon.
Incredible. Hi, I'm possessed. It's just like, what? Why are you telling me this?
I'm not possessed, I just got a guy.
Why are you calm about this? Sorry,
I got a
Bryn.
funky little guy in my head.
Bryn. Tauri is, you said, at the university to research primarily.
Yes, in particular, try and grab any more information about the Wyrdstone, considering what happened to Aderyn last time she tried to play with it. and specifically about if it needs any additional material to make it more compliant / less. I'm going to take over you and you're mine now.
Sure. Let me dig up some very old notes that are definitely somewhere. Which was
shit.
the research
This is
notes I
something-
had for your researching when you first came to this city that I don't need to go find.
If this is something Tauri's doing all day, and this sort of interaction with Cyric came to a slightly abrupt end, and a bit of a loss as to what to do next, I would at some point like to go and find Tauri to get access to the library. I know, going into the lion's den, fucking books, God, to research the Night of Purgatory and ghosts.
Okay. I tell you what, we'll blend things on that.
Well, I was going to say, depending on how it works, we could say that Tauri had the lessons in the morning.
Yeah,
and then does
the two of you could have
in
met
the
up after
afternoon.
the whole Cyric thing
Yeah.
prior to the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the two of you would have met at the library at that point. I have Wyrdstone. I can do Night of Purgatory off the top of my head, I think. Can you both roll investigations? Actually, first of all, Arquen has to pay...
He signed in.
Be signed in and therefore pay for access. Days access to the library is 1 gold.
Okay.
Tauri is an alumni, so has technically in perpetuity access to anything that isn't restricted. Restricted, she can make requests.
I do have some
Yeah.
gold
Yeah, it's just 1 gold.
because I asked for some walking around money from the bank.
So yes, if both of you could make investigation checks.
Yeah.
Can I, perchance, ask for inspiration, Tauri?
Yeah, you can have a bardic.
Thank you. Was it D8?
Yes.
It is a D8 now, yeah.
Big
You
bum.
said investigation, yeah?
Yes, please.
22.
Lovely.
All right. Well, that is an 11 currently.
I was
on.
really worried he
Roll
said
high.
an 8 for a second.
Plus
7.
8.
7.
Thank
So
you.
19.
That'd be a 20 if I weren't so thick.
Just to confirm, Geth, standard researching applies, so I will have cast comprehend languages on myself to be able to read anything I find.
I speak 4 languages somehow.
We will start with Wyrdstone, mainly because we've not had much Tauri stuff so far. Frustratingly, very little. You do a thorough job thinking of any kind of possible places it could have turned up, any kind of previous histories or anything like that. And honestly, everything you find is from the last few months. There are records of... There is nothing being labelled as Wyrdstone, and I think with the 22, you definitely feel like there is some stuff missing. Not necessarily like redacted, but like trails go cold very quick, like suddenly on when you're on an investigation line. The main thing you figure out is that there is something that fits the description of what you're looking for, that there are records of it being found, or like a fascinating and dangerous crystalline material being found in a gnomish community in the Amhrain Vale, which is the northernmost Grand Province. Runs along the Amhrain River. Balrick has travelled through it many times. You, like, these reports cover, like, that the Officio Arcanum were travelling there, and then very quickly the conversation of this material dries up. And, like, in various places when you try to, like, access certain things, like, the seal of the Officio Arcanum is on those objects, and you know you're never opening it up. To be clear, the seal of the Officio Arcanum is a Naga on a white lotus, for anyone who wants to note that down. Which is why you have a lotus brand currently on your arm.
Yep.
Specifically a black lotus for you, but that's the Castigator arm. Yeah, it is frustrating for you that basically, and when you try to request stuff, you basically get stonewalled. You get, I think with a 22, I'll also give you that you feel like there is probably ongoing research being conducted by the Sanctioned Colleges and the Officio Arcanum in tandem. And I think that's the extent that you get, unfortunately. It is going to be a thing for you to learn through being dumb fucks playing with nuclear fuel rods.
Right.
Hope that helps. Sorry to waste the 22.
Not a waste at all.
Arquen, Knight of Purgatory. The Knight of Purgatory.
Specifically, I'm looking at it from a ghost perspective. I want to know about disturbances since it happened, and
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second. I just want to make sure I pull up all of the relevant information for you. I need.
Because I know, like, what happened.
Yes. So the Night of Purgatory was an event that happened a few decades ago at this point, around 35 years ago, shortly after the coronation of the current emperor, where essentially the amassed might of the Castigators coming down from the Iron Spire marched through Andamon and put numerous civilians to the sword, arresting others and taking them away. Why Castigators did this? The official reasoning is it was a mass purge of the of hidden mages by the recently at that point, I think he might, recently appointed at that point chief head of the Castigators, Kernon Zane. Trying to remember my own lore. Who is, let's say a stern hand on the tiller of the Castigators.
He's still the head at, like, current day.
Yes. Chief Inquisitor Kernon Kane. A man of uncompromising presence, shall we say. So he led this assault, essentially, on the capital, which saw numerous scars be weighed upon other people. In terms of the ghost stuff specifically from there, not much. I think with a 19, you definitely find, like, newspaper records, heralds, scrolls that talk of protests and petitions that happened in the wake of it that slowly got kind of squashed or faded out as no momentum was gained. And there was never really any resolution to what happened for a lot of people. The ghosts specifically only started turning up in the last few months. It's hard to pinpoint when, because records are patchy, but definitely influence is growing, but also a number of records seem to imply that people are using it to reconnect with the ones that were lost on the Night of Purgatory. People like going, this is, even in a shapeless form, this is my husband, and telling tabloids about it, kind of thing. Feel free to ask questions, we can bounce back and forth.
Am I able to find a list or like various lists and names that I can put together, sort of identities and also locations where people were, like, yes, this person who was put to death because they were rumored to be an illusionist or something lived at this house.
I don't think you get full details. I think you're able to kind of piece together from like X person lived in this area of this ward kind of thing. There are no reasons for the person being killed. If there are, it's on inquisitorial records that you don't have access to.
Yeah.
It is pretty broad spectrum. Even like the nobles district was attacked and nobles were taken, and that's probably where like your investigation founded, like, because the nobles kicking up a fuss is something that gets into the papers. Someone in the Warrens doesn't really make the news.
Andamon is basically the personal sort of city of the heir of the Emperor, isn't it?
Yes. So politically, the region that is the Tyson Sea, the Grand Province is Tyson Sea, that is its state capital is Andamon, is given to the heir to the throne. Yeah. They are the ruling person for that province.
So presumably it would have been shortly after the current Emperor, he was the heir.
Yep.
And therefore head of the city, and then became the emperor. And then his son,
Malachi,
became the new
Taizi,
daimyo of Andamon. Is there any indication that it was given the? I know it's a bit of like they came down from the Iron Spire and killed people and then went back to it, and no resolution was given. Does it feel like there's any sentiment that it only happened because Malachi came to power in this city and then was like, I sign off on this? Because obviously it's very doubtful that anything would happen without his say so.
Roll me an insight check.
Ooh, I've rolled a lot of these, and that's a natural 20.
Sick. I was hoping you would roll high. The feeling I think you get from it is that actually the opposite of that to an extent, because I think what you do is you find. No, I don't think you would find this information, but I think the information that you do kind of suss from it is that the timing being so close and around the coronation means that there's a little bit of political instability, and therefore there's an opening for individuals to do certain things.
Yeah. Okay.
Like Malachi is not in full control of his city and the people within it at that point, and therefore other people can act. I think is the feeling that you more get from it.
Still happening.
Yes, exactly. That transition point is a state of flux.
Yeah. Okay. And then it's presumably that the castigators are, a secret police force, and therefore it's like, well, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah. The officio, the castigators live in this realm of being both a government branch and somewhat able to leverage the church at the same time. Almost this interesting capacity.
Last thing. Yep. Am I able to? Is there a memorial anywhere for? Well, last two things. Is there a memorial to the people who died on the castigation? Purgatory.
I think there would be. There's probably a few around in different places, but
And am I able to find I can't get a full map of where everyone died and where they lived. Can I get a handful of them as this person died and here's in this census record they lived here at one point?
Are you looking for any particular individuals or just generically a list of people?
Well, if possible, I'd like to look for the name Galhana, but I'm also that's probably not her real name.
Roll me an investigation check.
Tauri, can I have help again? I burst into the room. Tauri, I'm onto something.
How long has this been? Have I hit a dead end with my research?
You've hit a dead end with your research.
Cool. Then
I'm going to be specific. You've hit multiple dead ends with your research.
Then I will have given up at this point and help him to give him advantage and one last bardic.
Sure thing.
Hooray! Okay, that's a 4 on the bardic and a 2 on the first.
I do love the imagery that Tauri's bardic inspirations in this aspect is Tauri's innate knowledge of the Dewey Decimal System. Tauri just gets
And
it.
That's a 19 on the die for an 18 plus 4 for a 22.
22. I think you are able to cross-reference multiple records, including one of a member of the clergy abandoning the church in the wake of the Night of Purgatory that fits the description of Galhana.
Oh, ho, ho.
Who was, as I said, a member of the church, part of the clergy. Her family lived in the lower city. And from the records that you find, she basically went back to a torched house with her entire family gone/dead. Records unclear exactly.
I think that's the house I'd like to go to.
I think we can pick up that a later point. Tauri, was there anything else you perhaps wanted to do here, or are you content?
I think
I'm going to go beat the streets.
I think the only
Come
thing I'd
with
have a
me.
look at is see if there is anything that would help me with protection runes. I honestly doubt it, but
As
I'd
in,
have
so
a quick
as part of like,
as part of the dwarven protection rune that I'm trying to create / then put onto a ring / necklace.
yeah, the work you're doing to try and replicate the amulet that you've currently got, but in
Yes,
a more
but
controlled way.
more
Gotcha.
refined and
Yeah, yeah.
controlled.
Yeah, I think you can grab a little bit on that. I'll say when we do the next roll for that progression, you can have advantage on that roll from the knowledge that you gain.
Suits me fine.
I think you've dedicated a lot of time to being here and didn't get much out of Wyrdstone, unfortunately. So I think that's
Hey,
a fair
that's fine by
compromise.
me.
Meanwhile, we jump back to Balrick. There's a warhammer swinging at your head.
I've drawn my nice sword and my black spiked dagger out of my shoe. In my hot bag.
The first attack comes in. I'm going to say, for the sake of this, no attacks are landing. The HP damage is just representing the jewel going one way or the other. It is just a physical test of skill.
Boy.
That first attack will hit for... can't do maths. 13 points of damage to you. And then we will roll initiative.
23.
You do beat him, so at this point you then get to respond.
So he like smashes it in front of me, pushing me back, and I'm like, caught off guard a bit. Reach down, pull the dagger out of my boot, that's in my offhand, and then I'm gonna leap forward with my sword. Actually, first, as I'm dodging his attack, I'm like focusing on him, looking for weak spots, and Hunter's worrying him.
Love it. Go for it.
I'm looking for an opening, and I jump forward with my short sword for a 23 to hit.
That does it.
Nice. That is 15 points of damage.
Love it. Second attack.
Start pushing forward. Second attack. If it's alright, I'm going to use the black spike dagger for that.
Yeah.
And I switch between them on each attack, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so thrusting forward with that, switching around, trying to spin around and get him with the dagger. 22 to hit.
It's getting underneath the plate armor, exposing a weak point that he has to like dodge out the way of.
Nice. 18 points of damage.
Oof.
I think I catch a bit of the armor and like tip him forward to
Yep.
trip him over it.
He uses that momentum and like drives down to one knee to like power swing round the back as he brings his warhammer around to swipe you from behind, kind of into the hip. 17 does hit you. For 19 points of damage.
Oh,
You're using that momentum as you're like forced to leap back. He barrel charges towards you, kind of drops the hammer low, using its momentum to just drive a shoulder into your gut, which also hits you for 13 points of damage.
Jesus Christ.
And then literally just tries to pile drive slam you onto the floor before standing over you, ready to swing again with a third attack, which will miss with only a 15. As he tries to pile drive you into the floor, you throw a back foot to leverage yourself, and he like bails out of the thing, loops down the Warhammer again, and begins to just like swirl it in motions again to get the momentum back.
Cool. So I asked them about the feeling on the Cascaders. Can I get an insight onto, does that mean these guys are not anti-magic?
They work with dragons. That's the knowledge you have. Something that has definitely come up this campaign is the fact that dragons are inherently magical. They are fonts of magical power.
So I am going to try something then. As I'm getting, having to lower down and stabilize myself, I'm going to try and stab downwards with the dagger with an ensnaring strike.
Okay. Strength save on his part?
I just want to check. Oh, is it? God damn it.
That's a gut instinct. I don't know for certain.
Yes, it is for ensnaring.
That's cocked. That does come to an 18.
Damn.
As you go for this ensnaring strike, it does wrap around him for a second, but the momentum that he's bringing into the Warhammer, just that Warhammer allows him to snap out of it. But do attack roll, damage, etc.
Yeah. That is 17 to hit.
That doesn't hit, I'm afraid, as this comes
Armor,
in.
isn't it?
Yeah, the plate armor takes it off, and he's just like... You can see he's very much just like assessing you almost during
So I
this
think
entire
it
thing.
like clangs off his foot.
Yeah.
But then I'll like thrust forward with the short sword. That's 25 to hit.
Yep.
13 damage.
13 damage. He like takes a step back from you and just goes, "Respect, friend. I'll keep this simple." And then just runs towards you and just starts raining down blows with this momentum on you, forcing you to use your feet. As he'll roll 3 attacks at you. 2 will hit, 1 is a natural 1, which will be used to kind of shift the spotlight back to you. 18 damage.
Yep.
And 12 damage.
That's me down.
I will say,
Can I see that I am in dire straits?
Yeah.
And Dirk jumps in the way.
yes. On that nat 1, as he's looking to like bring down a final blow to almost like force you to concede, he suddenly gets bodied out of the way by Dirk, and Dirk just like standing on top of his chest. You see the Silver Drake's head like kind of get up and like begin to like lean over you and Dirk kind of comparatively. Dirk fully focused on the one who's trying to drive you down. He's just out there like, "Okay. You are a strong little one. Do you mind?"
Dirk, get off him. It's fine.
Dirk kind of,
In Draconic.
he kind of like eases himself up with the Warhammer, comes over to you, extends an arm down to where you are kind of on your knees. Pulls you back up.
You're a tough fighter. Wow.
I've had many years practice. You are...
Yeah.
You show some talent yourself. You just...
Yeah, I'm getting on in ears though.
Perhaps not best equipped for one-on-one fight, but... I think it shows the bond between you and... Did you say Dirk here?
Dirk.
That they immediately jump to your aid in dire straits. A bond that I can respect.
Can I also just Aderyn? Can I make Aderyn make a dex save to see if she held on?
Sure.
Aderyn's just sprawled on the ground at the moment.
I can say that I got off of Derek during the fight.
Oh, okay.
So like,
Actually,
what?
my hilarious idea was that she accidentally managed to tighten some leg straps. So you just said Aderyn just ragdoll and attached by the legs. There, Gwen.
Aderyn is on the floor, was like, oh, Derek, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Aderyn is up. Aderyn, you just witnessed that entire thing. You watched a man take Balrick
Or did she?
to school. Oh, so her blindfold was off because of the dragons and everything.
Yeah.
Aderyn, can you roll me a perception check? Because I believe your sapience is now 4? Is it 3 or 4?
Wait, I have it written down. 4.
4, yeah. Roll me a perception check, please.
Oh no. I don't like this Scythians, whatever is happening thing. Not 20.
I would like you to describe, for me, and to establish in the setting, what Aderyn sees as a visual representation of the metaphysical arcane bond between Drake and Hugin and Derek and Balrick. Because what Aderyn can see is a tether of some kind between the two individuals.
Ooh, okay. Aderyn's gonna take a step forward, really fascinated, and she sees kind of almost geometrical glowing points that kind of get joined in faded lines of light, making it look almost like a crystallized version of some sort of nature scientific shape. Geometric shape.
Almost like a geometric version of a vein or something like that, an artery kind of connecting 2 points.
I'm picturing a Chinese finger trap.
I can kind of see that. But I know what you're going for. Yeah, I know exactly. I kind of see. Yeah, you can see this.
I think you can see more light on the end of the drake or the dragon, and I think probably the one coming from Derek towards Balrick is extremely bright and strong.
Yeah. Chris, in this moment, I just want to make sure that you can note down that Derek can now use any of the inspiration features that Balrick can, using Balrick's inspiration to do so.
Is this the first time that Aderyn is seeing that?
It's definitely new today. I think Aderyn would have noticed it previously to now because of the blindfold, but during that fight it became obvious, these tethers moving around that space. Okay,
I think she's gonna, because she's so fascinated, she's just gonna absent-mindedly kind of mumble out loud. That's such a nice way of it being a thing, the bond. It's so real. I wonder if there were more bonds, maybe it would get knotted and maybe people would trip over it.
Aderyn, are you alright? What are you on about?
The bond line.
The bond line.
The bond line.
Is your friend okay, Balrick?
She's interesting.
Well,
Things light. Bond light.
Okay, he has one too.
I think she sees something. Sometimes she sees things, and a lot of the time it's actually valuable, to be fair.
Well, interesting. Well, he puts the warhammer back down where he kind of picked it up. You have earned more of a conversation with me. I
feel like I've earned the best. Oh my god.
Apologies, my friend. Tell me, do you drink?
No. Not for a long time.
I can offer you water.
I'd appreciate it.
goes and pulls up a jug. And at that point, you hear the door open and close behind you, and you see walking in the humanoid appearance, elven appearance of Ido-suke wandering. He's like, I was perhaps wondering whether you would come find us. A pleasure to see you again, Balrick.
I sheathe the sword, hide the dagger again, and go, yeah, great pleasure.
I see Hugin has conducted his own test of your character.
Aye.
It was
He's a hard
quite
down.
impressive, I must say, for a lanky, elderly Goliath. Come, we were just having a drink, Ido, and I was going to answer some questions that perhaps you would probably answer better. Ido is like, well, I need to head off shortly, but I'm certain in passing I can answer any questions that Balrick and... I'm sorry, I don't believe we've met.
This is my friend Aderyn.
Aderyn, pleasure to meet you. I'm certain the nature of our order has been made apparent to you in its need for continued secrecy, and I trust that you will maintain that.
I'm good with secrets.
There's such a
Excellent.
threat under there. That is a very, very easy to spot threat.
Excellent. Well, did you have any questions?
I mean, I've got loads of questions about the whole deal. Like, now that we're getting a bit more open, I don't know what I'm doing. I've
Really?
got Derek. I'm protecting Derek. Don't know what more than that.
You have done a surprisingly good job considering you're walking around with something that many people in this empire in powerful positions would kill to own.
I'm aware of that. Very, very conscious.
And yet you wander around with him quite publicly.
Yes. I know. Contradiction, ain't it?
That's one word for it. I would think of some others. I am under no illusions that you are not quite yet bought in to the purpose we serve here in the Custodians. But should you wish to be, I am more than open to enlightening you to that fact. But you have, intentionally or not, ended up in a position where you have the charge of a dragon to ensure its purpose is achieved, its goals are met, and its survival continues. I can't say what that is, dragons are of their own ilk and their own desires. Perhaps it would be good for Derek to speak to one of his kind to understand a little more.
Could we speak as well?
Balrick, certainly. I don't particularly know your place in this, young lady.
Aderyn does have a connection. It's not the same as ours, but
What kind of connection?
I don't know how to explain it. It's all you.
I really like dragons.
Is that all?
And no, she gets like, she starts giggling back out of nerves. She's like, no, I think I may have spoken to one far larger than these.
Where?
If they don't want to speak to me, that's fine. Do you think they would want to?
Remioth and... I do have their dragon name. And Rusea, they may have interest too, but you're saying you had conversation with A full dragon. Yes?
Yes, a purple one.
Where?
A cave.
Doesn't exactly narrow it down. Where are you from?
From Dinland. But I believe this may have happened. Well, I don't know if I spoke to them back then. I spoke to them in my head, in my when I was sleeping in my dream. I think I may have seen one in Riverhold near Dinland.
It's south of here, over the mountains. You see her go over to pull up a series of records that seem to be held in here, pulling them out. It's like Riverhold, yes? So between the two major cities of Dinland and Tibera?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I've been looking in the libraries for information about purple dragons or dragons and where they're going, but there's not much.
No, My dear, I do believe you have spoken to perhaps one of the eldest of Amethyst dragons, and they have been not spotted for a very, very long time. We have scant records of them within our records.
Okay, so do you know their name? They wouldn't tell me.
How important is it for you to find them?
It's the whole reason I am here in the Empire. I thought I could find answers here, given the Empire is the place to go for dragons.
I fear, for your purposes, darling, that you have been looking in the wrong place. Hugin at this point points out, he's like, I was just saying it might be useful for them to explore Deck's purpose beyond simply wandering around the Empire. If this young lady has need to go visit an individual dragon, 2 birds with 1 stone.
So you do know it is back there in the forest?
The records we have are of a dragon that went by the name or the handle of Ixathar. Certainly not their full name, dragons aren't that stupid. That took residence on the south side of the Antahina Mountains, primarily around the waterfalls and runoff that eventually fed the forest north of Riverhold. Whether that dragon is still there or has moved to another lair is beyond our records.
Exactly. Okay. What is the purpose? Your friend, he mentioned Derek finding his purpose. What is the purpose of dragonkind?
It is, as far as we have documented it, and all dragons are different, dragons were put upon the world of Alvoria and the material plane to ensure its continued survival. To protect it from threats within and without, and ensure the overall flourishing of humanoid kind. They are of this plane as much as they live within it.
So they are protecting us against a threat.
Many, all. At least that is what they were originally designed for. They were originally placed here for.
They must know this threat well then. These threats.
Some. Others have since descended into their own wants and desires. History is long, and original purpose can get forgotten, even by those of us who live to see all of the years. Now, if you don't mind, I do really need to get going, and I think
You don't understand. This is important. It concerns you. It concerns all of us. I think there's a threat, one of the threats, and I think it's waking up. And I think Dragonkind needs to do something about it. And I don't know if they know. They probably do, but...
She turns to you, Balrick, and looks in you. Looks like your calling is coming for you, Balrick.
He's staring at Aderyn like, you've not said anything about this. Not actually saying it, but like in that sort of like, this is news to me sort of thing.
It seems like Dragonkind has need of you, and perhaps your finding of Derek was perhaps not so coincidental. Whether you decide to name yourself as such or not, you now know more about the Custodians of Long than perhaps any other person outside of the Order. And it seems like there is a danger that is coming that Dragonkind should know about. A particular dragon should know about. Perhaps it is of your interest and Derek's to go seek them out. I must be going. I have things to attend to. Hugin, make sure they leave accordingly. I know what I'm doing. At which point she quickly goes and mounts up on the blue drake at the back of the chamber, whispers to them, Rusea, we fly fast, we fly quick. And you see her kind of just touch down the neck of this blue drake, and you see them both begin to shimmer and turn invisible before taking off out of a illusory skylight out of the cathedral, out into the late afternoon sun of Andamon.
To learn how to do that. Ooh.
Wait.
With that, where would you guys like to pick up?
I want to go beat the streets to find this house and stuff.
I'll say we can cover that relatively quickly. You head to that address. Whatever was there has since been built upon. There is now a new building there. By the looks of it, it is a kind of a jeweler's shop. Very simple jewelry, not like exquisite jewel craft, more like silvers and golds kind of thing that has been set up.
I'm specifically looking to see whether there's one of the marks that the Compass Knights use.
Roll me an investigation check.
Because I absolutely did not buy their whole we just use it as like a mark to like tell people where things are and which direction to go. Bull fucking shit. That is a 17.
A 17.
Minus one, 16. So.
16. You take a brief glance around. Fortunately, this place isn't on the designated roadway for the patrol, the march, which at this kind of time of day is beginning to sound like it's... I think those of you who are at the cathedral are aware that like you got shimmied away because they were going to be doing the blessing kind of thing. You do find a handful of these markings on like one of the side walls of this building. You don't know what they are. You don't speak Abyssal or Celestial.
Is Tauri with me?
Would you have done this on the way back from the library is the question.
Would you?
This is what I would be going to afterwards, yes.
Then yeah, probably. May as well have head back as a pair. Taking a small detour is something Tauri would be fine with.
Oi. Smart person.
15 minutes later.
I think with 15 minutes later, like you are drawing a little bit of attention where you're ritual casting comprehend languages in the middle of the street.
What I probably would have done is just copied them down into my book
Sure. What we'll say is you copy them down and you take them with you because you're aware that you're probably getting to the point where you need to go and meet Cyric anyway, and this is something you can look at after the fact.
Later.
For the sake of ease, we will say that you all meet up at the Golden Moon for the parade. Let's say that you all agreed to kind of meet up at that point.
Yeah.
Is there any conversation you want to have while you're waiting for Cyric as crowds begin to gather for the final march out the gate?
All, or just them all?
All of you, I think, is easy. Unless you two wanted to go off and do other things.
I had one last question for Hugin, that's all.
Oh, yeah, sure. Sorry.
And I was just going to ask, like, are there others in other places? Like, how do we contact custodians in other places?
There are. We are scattered and make use of ancient halls that are scattered about. We tend to know each other relatively well. Do you have anyone you know of capable of sending long-distance messages?
I look to Aderyn. Yeah?
If need be, contact either me or Ido. We will do what we can to help and point you in a direction.
Well, thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Get around pretty quick when you're a dragon rider.
Yes, for the record, Chris, you haven't actually taken any hit points. You are at full hit points. Don't worry about that. It was just for ease of that.
Yeah. We're all together. I'd like to fill everyone in on the stuff I've learned about the Compass Knights. I think there's a whole filling in session that goes on because it's like, oh, what
Cyric's
did you
going to help me with my
today?
ears.
I think I'd tell Aderyn that we don't want to share too much because they're literally such a secretive order. It's like, I think we can let them know that we've met with them and we don't want details or where or anything. We've got to respect that they entrusted us with it because we've got connections to the dragons.
Do you trust them? Did I do the right thing telling them so much?
I think so. They seem to not be entwined in the politics. They're just about the dragons, and that's what we cared about.
They had the answer that I've been looking for. They just had it.
Lesley will tell Aderyn that Cyric is thirsty.
I went and picked out a new scent for Aderyn and some flowers. I was like, we got you a bit of a date. Well, not really, but make an impression.
What do you mean you got me a date?
He's coming here in 15 minutes.
Wait, why? To
He's going
hear?
to fix my ears.
Yeah, he
Oh,
fixes his.
good.
And also, there's more to it than that. He was very perturbed by the fact that Bast exists.
Wait, you told him about Bast?
Well,
I kind of
not
talked to him in his head.
You talked to him in his head?
And he
Yeah.
managed to figure out that there was more than one voice going on.
How did he react?
Stressed.
Immediately demanded that we meet privately.
Together. They wanted to meet all of us.
So that's kind of a date, right?
No, what if you've now disturbed him so much that he doesn't want anything to do with us, or he reports us, or anything else? Do you know how subtle I have been about everything?
He
I don't think he'd do that.
specifically
He seemed
requested
cool.
another meeting, so
Not mentioned anything about the magic, about the weird things we do, about the weird things we are. You
He
are.
pointed to the weird stone in his eye. I was like, yeah, I'm cool with stuff. So, yeah.
I've talked about my whole shtick, so
I mean, you might actually be able to tell me what's going on with me and Bast, which would be kind of cool. But let's know what's going on. Norak was not big on details.
You are extremely lucky we have not been reported yet because he is a very nice person. But it's also very handsome, but more importantly, very nice. And you better have not fucked that up. That's...
But I would have spoken to him if I didn't think he was, like, reasonable.
You have 12 minutes until he gets here. Pick out a better shade of blindfold.
Fine.
I
Better fine.
throw my like silk, my silk red handkerchief back or neckerchief back from Tauri's arm. Like, here you go, put that on. It's like silk red. Yeah, it'll go.
I've got the braces on at this point. I bought them ages ago.
I was about to have some
They
real
were like,
fun.
They were the first thing I bought in the city after the magic shop. Were a pair of braces, and specifically a pair, so it didn't look weird that I was going around with one.
It looked edgy.
A short while after that, Cyric does come up. You see him kind of holding a messenger bag with a bunch of kind of scroll or paperwork stuffed inside it. He comes into the tavern where you're kind of all sitting downstairs waiting for him, or at least some of you are. He's like, he looks around, he's like, heads over to you, just like, do we have a private room required?
Yes.
Wonderful, let's go discuss things then, to make sure I fully understand the state of play. You head upstairs to the penthouse, and he just kind of sits down and is furtively glancing at Ximori, but Tauri and
I think I'm in
Aderyn,
there, lads.
Tauri and Aderyn, you definitely see him also looking like he's seeing stuff, or seeing something of interest with Balrick, with Arquen, and with Ximori specifically. Beyond his infatuation with Aderyn, obviously.
Do you see something special between them?
Right, I've had some sleep. First things first, let's sort out a certain hearing problem as a return of favour.
What?
I have not been able to acquire the materials I need, because requisitioning 100 gold worth of diamonds from the church is no small thing. Do any of you have requisite materials to do such a thing?
I'll hand over all my jeweled rings.
How many jeweled rings do you have?
Loads!
Is that in your inventory?
What she doesn't know is most of it is just costume
I had a
jewelry.
Won them in a thing once, and
They're on my...
the rings were kept on my... No, the rings were on my fingers. I had a bunch of jewels to wear around.
I do remember.
What is the
Aderyn.
total amount of them?
Oh. It's actually probably not that much, because Balrick is a stingy bank. It's having me live in poverty.
I've got rings in my inventory.
How much are those worth?
Are the rings that you have, Balrick, from the gambling, though?
Yes.
Yeah, mine are from the gambling as well.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I don't know how many I've got.
Chris, do you know?
If they're the ones that I have,
Probably, but I'm just wearing them.
did I give you all of them?
Yeah, there, I've got 10 fingers.
I have
10 gold each?
on my character sheet. I have listed a 5 gold piece ring. No, not a 5, a 50. A 50 gold piece anklet, a 15 gold piece ring, and a 10 gold piece ring.
I'm only wearing the rings, you have the anklet.
So, not enough for 100 gold pieces of diamonds, definitely.
It was 115 total.
Yes, but that's with the gold, the jewelry itself. It is not 100 gold pieces worth of diamonds.
Oh no, definitely not. I mean, I have plenty of gold, but I don't have diamonds, I'm afraid.
Can we possibly go and acquire some?
Hey, yeah, sure. Where would pray tell would we go to acquire 100 gold pieces of diamond?
Jeweler's shop relatively nearby. 100 gold pieces of diamonds is not that many diamonds. It's just good quality. For the sake of brevity, you acquire 100 gold pieces worth of diamonds. And Cyric does cast Greater Restoration on Ximori to return death. I know technically Lesser Restoration does it, but when it's burst eardrums, I feel it needs Greater.
Oh god, it's also loud.
Yeah, it is to you like that thrumming, that pressure of a storm coming that begins to like push on your ears and is actually what kind of almost like pushes your eardrums back together and forces them to heal. And then there is that popping sensation as the pressure equalizes. You see like those who are externally see him are almost like meditating, holding the sides of Ximori's head, uttering draconic underneath his breath as a resonant, almost like song-like nature to the incantation goes through to Ximori. Right.
Oh.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful. Let's not use the voice in the head. Okay.
I think you mean with this. No? Oh, sorry.
I think you have all been up to an awful lot. But perhaps what is... Ximori, can you explain to me again exactly what has happened to you?
Right. How far back should I go?
As concise as possible, I am quite tired.
Right. So, when I was younger, before I met this lot, about 20, 30 years ago maybe, I was sort of up and coming. Well, I say up and coming. I got a job in the city, like doing like lumber stuff in like mills.
Okay, this feels like it's too far back.
Right. Anyway, basically, I got a bit sort of embroiled in the chain. And I was sort of doing work as like a bodyguard kind of thing, like a hired muscle, you know.
Certainly.
And at one point, I was offered a bonus, an incentive kind of thing. You know, go on this like training program and like, you know, we'll look after you kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I got in a cart and I think we were on the road for about a month, maybe.
That could be anywhere within the Empire. That doesn't particularly narrow it down.
We went east.
What actually occurred? The geography is not necessarily of interest to me. I'm trying to understand why there is a second voice inside your head.
Oh, right. So, big pit. Big, like, cave with a great big door on it.
Okay.
And they told us, you know, go inside.
Yes.
And we'll see you in 3 days. And
at the end of the 3 days, what had happened?
I'd killed everybody else, or most of everybody else, the ones that were still alive.
Right.
They'd been trying to kill me. There was a lot of screaming. Oh boy, I mean, like, it was just darkness and screaming and the smell of blood.
And you walked out with a voice in your head.
Yeah, I was the only one that survived.
Was there any act or ritual or incantation or anything of that nature?
Right, let me think, because it's all a bit fuzzy. For a history that is...
I'll give you advantage, because you literally 24 hours ago had blood memories fill your vision.
That is a 14.
I mean, you remember the blood visions.
Yeah. Right, so I'll be honest, I don't know much magic. I don't really understand it. But
makes sense.
What I do remember is there was a woman, right? And the door had this like big special key on it. And when I went like into the space, like it was empty when we went in. But then the noises people were making weren't like people noises. They were like something else kind of noises.
Like
like monster.
This is deeply concerning. Are we amongst friends here? And he kind of pointedly stares at you, Aderyn, for a second.
Yes.
Aderyn, we spoke on the road of a change after our interactions with the stone.
Mm-hmm.
You can see he's like hesitating to open up in this instance, not 100% certain whether what he wants to say should be said.
You can see things, can't you?
Yes.
Things you couldn't see before. And it's the new eye.
Yes. And this is giving me
What
a fresh
do you-
perspective on things. Case in point. And Aderyn, you've noticed... are you still wearing the blindfold right now, Aderyn?
I've taken it off. Like, I was wearing it, and then now that we are in the room, I've taken it off.
The thing that you've noticed upon taking it off is there is a shadowy aura that sits behind Ximori. Like, you know when... This is going to be such a weird analogy. You know where you create a text box and you can give it a shadow effect? On that,
Oh, yeah.
Ximori has that. Just sitting like a two-dimensional thing behind him. Not a shadow sitting on anything, just a shadow sitting behind them. You can also see the aforementioned bond between Derek and Balrick. And you can also see a almost intangible, it is so thin and you think it's because of the distance where it disappears beyond this room, something coming out of Arquen. Like a vine of burgeoning green that is weak and faded. And he kind of looks, and Cyric like uses this moment to like connect with you and like pointedly look around the room at your compatriots. You are a eclectic gathering of uniquely touched individuals.
I mean, it used to be worse. Bast and me weren't friends to begin with. Now we get on quite well.
It has a name. Fabulous.
Have
I'm
you
speaking
seen
too
it?
much, aren't I?
Have you seen things like the ones in this room anywhere else? On anyone else you've come across?
Some, not many. I think what is perhaps most concerning is what I've witnessed within the cathedral itself. That place is the second holiest site in this empire. You would expect it to be burgeoning, and the individuals within it strongly connected to our dragoness. But it looks wrong. I can't explain it, and I have spent the last... How many days has it been since we spoke? Trying to understand why. And I need to get into the Aphasar vault to obtain records from before. And I think it is now doubly important that I do so to understand what has happened to you, Ximori.
Is this going to be a problem because there were others that got away?
There are more of you?
Well, I don't know if they're exactly like me, but when Norak sort of trapped us recently, the fight we had where I killed him, there were other people kind of like me I don't know if they had like the same thing going on, but I know that one of them got away. And I was thinking, do I let them go? Do I hunt them down? And I wasn't quite sure where to go because, I mean, it's turned out all right with me. You know, I've had this lot to, you know, help like steer me towards doing good things, and the words of the Dragoness to, so you know, guide my thinking and stuff. But like, if you're saying that like this is like not a good thing that's happened,
I'm saying
then, like,
I don't
that's-
understand what it is, and I don't trust it.
right?
Anything affiliated with the
Oh.
chain is rarely going to be a positive thing, my
Uh,
friend.
Turn to Aderyn briefly, and in your head, Aderyn, you hear, should I show him what I look like or not?
I think he sees enough for now.
Got it. And yeah, back to him. Yeah, so I can't come and like see you in the basilica.
That does not assuage my concerns, friend.
So how do I send a message to you or something if I need to talk? Or like,
Send a messenger, they will get information to me, and I will endeavour to find out what has happened to you. I certainly hope it is not as bad as I fear.
sort of look back at Aderyn again. Just to, and then back to him.
Like, he looks at you, Aderyn, with a look of concern for Ximori. Well,
Would you look into something else as well?
certainly, why not?
You've probably heard about the unquiet souls at night
Indeed.
around the city. We have found various sigils or glyphs that have been made by individuals. We've certainly found two in particular in locations that are important or connected to those who died during the night of purgatory. And we believe that some of these unquiet souls, or quite a few of them maybe, are the victims of that night. And concerningly, the sigils themselves, of which Tauri, I'm like, get the book open book. Show the ones you
Pass
made.
it over.
Yeah, have both a celestial and abyssal origin, which it's not unlike what we saw in the Vashar camp, is it?
I can see your correlation between the two. Unfortunately, such is the nature of script from the earliest languages. They both share a similar structure. The irony of the heavens being tainted by the abyss in such a way. What is it exactly that you wanted me to look into?
Two things. One, wanting to look into see if this has happened in any way before, or look into sort of the rumours and the happenings recently and see if there's any sort of correlation or build up or anything like that. And two, one of the locations that I found these glyphs in is the house, or was the house, of a priest who, after the night of purgatory, left the church because they found their own family had been during the night. And I don't think any other priests left the order after that night, or perhaps this one left under a bit of a cloud. And so I'm sort of hoping you can maybe look into that
Certainly. Do you have a name?
particular person. We have the name Galhana, but we don't know if that's the actual name.
I will see what I can find for you. If I'm frankly honest, it is perhaps slightly lower down my research, as I know there are many within this city attempting to find an explanation to the phenomenon.
Yeah.
But I will see what I can find.
In our opinion, or my opinion certainly, it does seem to be building towards something.
I will have to take your word for that.
Yeah. We fought some ghosts the other night as well. We fought quite a few things since we got to this city.
Well, such is the nature of the Heroes of the Crystal Dawn, or whatever the village started calling you.
That's quite catchy, that.
No, it
I'm
isn't.
certain you
It's
can
the
think of
opposite.
something better.
It's the opposite
did-
of catchy.
I did once warn you all,
clunky.
if you didn't come up with your own name, someone would name you instead. But hey, small village, maybe it won't spread.
Anyone got any ideas?
I do. I want to, for at least half an hour, forget all about what I'm seeing, hearing, and thinking, and
Shots.
watch a joyous occasion. And seeing as you have a pretty decent view of the causeway to the Atlas Gate, I think we should watch it from here.
Think all round. Let's
Which
get some chairs together, and I put like one for Aderyn and one for so next to each other.
is there anything else
Guys,
that you'd like?
there's a view from our room downstairs as well. Maybe.
I need to go freshen up anyway.
I'm just popping up for cigarettes.
I mean, you could also just join the people on the street.
Hey, Arquen, can I see that book real quick?
Book.
The Tauri's book.
Oh, it's Tauri's book.
Tauri, can I see your book real quick?
I went to a library today, and it wasn't to just use the lav.
I'd like to look at the sigils in there because I speak Abyssal.
Roll me an Arcana check and a D4.
Also, did I see both Cyric and Aderyn look like? I certainly saw Cyric looking at me a bit weird earlier. Did I see
would've
Aderyn also
definitely
looking at me a bit weird?
Yeah.
Can I cast Detect Evil and Good and look down at my own chest?
You can indeed. I'll tell you what is your alignment?
Oh, didn't think of that. I'm assuming some kind of chaotic good.
No, you don't spot anything other than a faint. Detect Evil and Good, what does it actually show?
It's less than you think.
Yeah.
Unlike Detect Magic, which shows you like all sorts of shite. You see, sense the location of any aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet. You can sense whether the Hallow spell is active there, and if so, where.
Cool.
Blocked by stone.
I think you do get a faint fey presence from yourself.
But I don't see the.
And actually also a
vibe
faint,
coming out.
arguably a slightly stronger fiend presence of someone else in the room.
Actually, quite an extreme one because I am.
Oh yeah, you are actually technically a fiend at this point.
Well,
I am
now
technically a fiend now.
Yeah.
A humanoid and a fiend.
Well, it's good to know that if you need to smite him, Hugh.
Finally, the damage tilts the other way.
Andrew, what did you roll for Arcana?
21.
21.
Yeah. Ximori's got them
Ximori-
brains sometimes.
Ximori doesn't answer this. Bast answers it. But what
Ximori
you
didn't read at
essentially
all.
get is that these are
I was a file clerk.
definitely abyssal. They are not celestial in nature. They are the way that Bass kind of conveys the information to you is just like someone has been given that information. Someone hasn't figured that out. That is... I think the fear that you have in that... I'll give you... You rolled above 20, it's fine. That is not stuff for summoning ghosts.
Good news, it's not for summoning ghosts.
It's for summoning demons.
Bad news, it's for summoning demons. It's for letting the abyss through.
At which point, your conversation is interrupted by the loud blaring of brass horns and the drumming of drums as the Stormcrest legions begin to make their way out of the Atlas Gate. Those of you looking out of the windows can see below the crested helms of 3 entire regiments marching their way out. Many carrying banners, commanders riding on, not deck, but drakes, kind of riding drakes out the front. It is hugely patriotic, loud fanfare, crowds everywhere with streamers and favours being handed to soldiers as they walk the streets. The rounded shields... I'm just going to steal so much from Jade Empire from Warhammer Fantasy right now. The kind of octagonal shields and sheathed swords as they go marching out. Each soldier carrying their own backpack of materials as well, as they all prepare for a long trek up to the Gaiden Highlands and and Griffkeep to the northwest. To those of you of interest, something else that will grab your attention is there is a large platform watching the patrol go past. Standing on this platform is the heir to the Empire, Taizi Malachi Teotzadan, alongside his wife Polyxena, and 2 small children standing behind him in the care of another Dragonborn that Tauri you would probably at least know of, maybe have seen in books or anything like that. The Hand of the Emperor, Sidukesi Yin Feng. To give you visual on all of them, I will share art, and everyone watching this will also see it. But Sidukesi is a topaz Dragonborn, female features, wearing kind of a heavy coat with like a strong kind of fur ruff, watching everything on, kind of keeping off the winter chill. As I say, in front of her are Malachi and his wife. Malachi is a broad-shouldered bronze dragonborn who has very much begun to take on the patina of age, taking on almost that Jade-esque appearance that the royal family regularly get. He is an imposing figure. Looking out, I don't have them where I should have them. An imposing figure looking out on the events passing by, in kind of I don't know what to call it, like a faded red, almost orange robe itself, adorned with what looks like a bear pelt wrapped around his shoulders, hair underneath like the crested horns of the Dragonborn thing, and a mustache and beard around the snout. His wife, the picturesque of royal noble beauty, in kind of a long flowing white, like cloud white and blue dress, her hair done and like bound up and adorned with varying pieces of jewelry in this kind of pale green scale complexion, watching the parade go past. The parade goes on for maybe about 30 minutes for the full crew to go, full army to go through, and eventually you hear the loud thud as the Atlas gates shut behind them, a little ahead of their usual dusk settling, but for a special occasion it feels appropriately dramatic. You see people begin to filter away off to whatever other celebrations they have or their own evenings. Those of you keeping an eye on the prince watch Malachi talk to the various other nobles on stage with him. Him and his wife taking conversation and favors here and there. And then you hear shouts of alarm and panicked screams. I would like you all to roll a perception check. What do we get?
19.
Nat 20 for a 24.
22.
Got 23, I think.
Okay.
That one.
You're too busy keeping an eye
What a
on
wonderful parade.
Emma?
9.
9. The four of you who rolled high respond looking down, and you can see moving through the clouds as dusk begins to settle in and the shadows begin to grow longer in the streets. Shadowy, ghostly, humanoid shapes begin to appear within the densely packed population. They begin reaching towards individuals. People originally seeming quite calm and approaching them suddenly turn to fear and panic as they look to flee, are being grabbed by these shadowy figures and begin to convulse and shake as the shadows disappear into them and cause irreparable harm. You see, those of you with high perception spot down to see in the panic the jade cloaks that were standing around the stage jump to the defense of Malachi and his wife, surrounding a perimeter to make sure that they are not approached by anything. The children are bundled into a wagon by Sidukesi, and the wagon begins barreling away elsewhere into the city. Their livelihoods escaped from the danger immediately, the jade cloaks protecting the prince. Chaos begins to ensue. You are in the Golden Moon. What do you all do?
I want
Run for the street.
Well, I think those demons have appeared.
Wheeling on the Sirik and Aderyn on the balcony, absolutely with Deck to their side. I'm going to yell to Deck down, and I'm going to jump off the balcony as well and use my climb speed to climb down.
Yeah,
Like
you
a
go
drake.
sprinting down into the mass crowds. Panic begins to ensue. What market stalls or barriers were up to keep people from entering into the city get knocked down. As the panic spreads, the ghosts begin to rise. It is more ghosts than you have ever witnessed at any particular point. And the shadows begin to grow longer as night begins to set. And an ominous cloud, poorly timed, begins to take over the setting sun and descend the place into dusk and darkness. And there is where we will pick up next time as you jump to the defense of the civilians of Andamon. But until we get to that point, see you later.